Hello and welcome, or welcome back. My name is Deb Sherritt, and either by want or by design, you've come across my podcast, What I Find Funny. I'm going to spend the next few minutes with you sharing an experience that made me laugh or ask outright, what the After the last few years of a pandemic and social isolation, I can't think of a better way to reach out to all of you than to share my experiences of what I find funny, and maybe you will, or maybe you won't. Either way, I hopefully have entertained you. On this episode of What I Find Funny, we're going to explore my obsession with the color red. Oh, I'm known for it, but it didn't happen overnight. I've been a red girl for many years now. I'm not sure when it started, although looking back, I wish I'd discovered red in my teens. I was dark-haired with dark eyes who figured comedy was her only way to win over the masses. Had I known about the power of the color red back then, well, I'd have used it like Thor's hammer. I've leaned on the color red so many times in the past 3 decades, from job interviews to auditions for community theater to decorating. Red has played a huge part in my life. And when needing to find some sort of control during chaos, I started following Feng Shui and found the power the color red held. I've even used the color red in my trilogy. There's a red theme that runs through the books, connecting each one with it. And, well, you have to know, when I'm at work, my desk is a multitude of office items, picture frames and decorations, all in red. As I said, I'm known for it. One visit to my desk, and you'd know immediately that red is my color. I had the joy of being gifted numerous red items over my 2 decades at the hospital, so much so I could probably outfit an office 3 times over with all of the items. I've often found a red gift bag hanging from my office door or sitting on my desk with a red gift inside from a very kind and generous patient or family member who just wanted to say thanks. Granted, not all red items make the cut. I once had someone bring me a red garbage bag because she thought I'd love it, and at Christmas time I would receive so many red tree ornaments that I could put up a red tree alone. But we don't have the room for more than 1 tree, and besides, I'm daft, but I'm not ridiculous. And recently, our IT guys were out helping us get connected to a new data line they were installing, and they used red duct tape to hold the line in place until it was properly installed. Red duct tape! Oh, Honeybunch is going to be sorry when he finds this out. His workshop is the one area that hasn't been kissed by the red decor. The main reason I'm telling you all of this is that I've recently won a major coup at the hospital involving the color red. You see, our office spaces have been moved 3 floors up. And at first, none of us knew who would be moving. I kept my head down and hoped it wouldn't be me. I mean, at the time I was 5 months away from retiring. 5 months! I for certain don't want to move my office now, after all this time, but my director, who's only been working with us since December, phoned me one day and the question was put to me. What would you need if you moved 3 floors up? Without hesitation or thought, a red wall came out of my mouth. Now, you have to know, you don't get colored accent walls at the hospital. At least most don't believe you can, but I happen to know that it was possible, and I wasn't giving up. When the question was posed to me again, and this time with my manager, Curly, as part of the conversation, I stated, if you're making me move in my last 5 months of my career, I want a red wall. My director said nothing, but Curly seemed unfazed. Her eyes perked up and she smiled at me. Curly knows me well, and she also wasn't happy about the move and our department being separated from the rest of the team, so Curly was on my side. She also wanted a colored wall, but not red. She wanted blue. Complementary colors to one another. I knew our director didn't stand a chance. He was up against 2 very strong-minded women who were just a wee bit pissed at the prospect of having to move. In the end, it was decided that just a few of us would make the move, myself, my manager Curly, our ergonomist, and a few others that will be working a hybrid from home and work situation. Shared swing desks were moved in along with us. And to my absolute delight and frankly utter surprise, when the time came, my director approved the paint quote and Curly signed off on it. We had won. I got my red wall and she got her blue wall. Oh, what a coup. As the paint was in the midst of being applied, I thanked my director for approving my red wall. I was so pleased that I'd decided to donate all of my red office items to the new office, knowing they'd make a statement to go with the decor beautifully. I also wanted them and the wall to be a testament to my many years at the hospital. It was obvious my director felt defeated. "A red wall?" he asked, astonished, like it was the first time he'd heard of it. Bless him. He began to tell me that there were articles published by AUK health professionals stating red was an awful color to paint an office wall. It brings out hostility, resentment, frustration, and anger. Ha! I laughed. Well, I promise you this. Had you not painted that wall red, that's exactly what you'd have been dealing with for me for the next 5 months. And that is what I find funny. You should know, since taping this episode, many things have changed. I'll be uploading an episode called After Red that explains it all, so make sure you follow me so you're notified when new episodes are dropped. And if you're a fan of red or not, I'd love to read about it. Be sure to leave me your comments and hit that like button. And as the last name states, share it with your family and friends. This podcast can be found on Podbean, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all other sites where you can find podcasts, except for Apple, because frankly, I apologize, but I don't anything. Remember to find funny where you can and take care.